I'm back up. Yo, Grill Sergeant, Andrew, there was nothing. I'm going to send you a screenshot of I'm in YouTube Studio. I'm doing it from here. I don't know what's going on, but it didn't give me an option to flip it around. So whatever, I'll figure it out. Good evening. Good evening. Jacqueline and Dad. Never caught your name, Dad. I know Jacqueline. Is Dad here today, or is it Jacqueline? Lies. I don't know, Grill Sergeant. No, I seriously don't have a toggle. Steven, nice to meet you. Everybody jumping in, feel free to throw out your name because I know people throughout the group might not know everybody. But I want to go live. Thank you to my good friend Andrew. He's been kicking butt and doing a great job. So I think everybody's checked out Andrew. The Silly Kitchen with Sylvia. Make sure you check out Jacqueline and Dad, and Jacqueline and Dad. Steven, make sure you check out the Silly Kitchen. My name is Kevin. If you haven't seen my videos, that's quite all right. I know everybody's super busy on YouTube. But one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is I need everybody's help. I am doing a huge brisket series. I want it to be a 4-part series. You feel like I'm drunk? What did I do, Tommy? Am I just talking fast? I need a drink. I should have drank. Anyway, this is my first live. How's the lighting? How's the sound? Can you give me a little clue? Let me know if the sound sounds good. The lighting looks good. I'm on my laptop. I normally shoot everything. Oh, yes. Sorry, Tommy. That was my fault on technical issues. I might be a millennial by textbook, but I am definitely getting older and I'm not as tech savvy as I wanted to be. All right, so that's awesome. Yes, everybody smash that thumbs up throughout this. Feel free to chit chat with among each other as you always do, and like each other's pages and channels and all that good stuff. All right, I'm doing a 4-part brisket series. I want to do it in 4 different episodes, and I want to kind of put this out here. So if you guys have any thoughts on the way I should experiment with this cook before I get going, because I'm probably about to spend $200 on briskets. Hey, what's up, Chris? Before I go and spend $200 worth on briskets, I want to make sure I have all my avenues covered. So here's the 4-part series I'm trying to do. First step is I want to do 3 briskets, 1 cook. One of them I am not going to inject at all. It's just going to be a regular brisket. I'm going to put salt and pepper, put in the smoker. The second brisket I want to inject with beef broth. And then the third brisket I'm going to inject with phosphate. And supposedly phosphate is the ticket, but I'm with you, Tommy. I never inject. However, I've seen a ton of videos on this. I want to know. You know me, that's my channel. I got to know what's better. Is there a lot of hype in injecting? Because we have a killer smoker, inject with Molly sugar. I love it. But maybe I haven't been doing it right because I've never injected it. I've always gone straight for, I'm just doing this, no injection. I am using, right now, I'm using my camera on my Mac, not Mac, sorry, I wish I had a Mac, my Microsoft Pro 7. Is that good for you, Tommy? Sure. But no, normally on all my videos, I do my iPhone, and the iPhone definitely has higher resolution. But my lighting, oh, so it is damn good camera? Cool. Grill Sergeant, Andrew, No, no brisket yet? You're like the king of Weber. Weber and briskets. Anyway, this is the injector I just got. I think we're getting a lot of lighting. I went with this one because I didn't want the one that looked like the gun. There's just too many parts to it. So I feel like the more parts you have, the more likely it is to go bad. So anyway, second part. So I want to know, do you inject or do you not inject? Then once that's done, and I'm doing this all with choice briskets from Walmart. So I'm not going high end or anything like that. I'm just going to budget brisket it, and I'm getting full packers, full 15 pounders. Once that experiment is done, then we'll step into episode 2, which is going to be it causes it looks like it. No, I have guns, Andrew. I have guns. I am not opposed, even though you have cooler guns than I do. No, it just has way too many springs and stuff like that. This thing is easy peasy. If this messes up, it only costs me $20 instead of the $150. Chris, you brine yours. We're gonna have to talk about that some more because I didn't even know you could do that. But episode 2, I want to make. All right, we figured out whether we hate injecting or do we love injecting. All right, and there's going to be about 8 of us. We're going hunting on a farm this Saturday. It's a 3,000-acre farm on the eastern shore of Maryland. It's beautiful. There's like 8 ponds on it. It's on the water, and we're going to be duck and goose hunting all day. And then for lunch, the brisket should be coming off, and we should be eating around 2 o'clock. So anyway, once we determine this, then stage 2 of this cook is going to be, if we love the injection, everybody trying it, then we're going to go to the next level, and we're going to buy either a prime, USDA prime brisket versus that Walmart brisket, or I might go balls to the wall crazy and get a Snake River American Wagyu brisket, because that is what a lot of competition people use for their brisket is this. And that one, I believe I saw goes for $150 for the Wagyu. So I might not go to that level just because I don't expect everybody to say, I want to have a really good brisket this weekend. Let's go drop $150. So if I can find one through Snake River or another online high end, or maybe even Costco, like a Costco Prime, then I will do the inject it versus inject it if that was the winner of episode 1. And then we'll go to see, is it really worth to spend all that extra money? I don't know. And then episode 3, tying this in, episode 3, I want to show how to properly store. See, I'm with you, Tommy. I have no problem with Walmart meat. Like, you've seen me order from Crowd Cow $90 5-ounce steaks that were really good, but Walmart's done the trick too. I mean, I've had really good meals from Walmart, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I drink cheap beer, and I don't mind saving my dollars. But stage 3 of this experiment over 4 episodes will be how to properly store it. I've been barbecuing long enough that with my brisket, with my pork shoulders, I used to be able to eat all week long the leftovers in pulled pork sandwiches, stuff like that. Well, I'm 37 now, and I can do 1 day of leftovers. After that, the meat is pretty much toast because I can't do any more pulled pork sandwiches. So I'm looking for a lot of creative cooks. Number 1, how to properly freeze all this extra meat. Do you add beef broth? Do you add these types of juices? Or, what's the best way to freeze these long, big roasts? And then what's the proper way to defrost it? That would be all part of this episode 3. And then episode 4, after the proper defrosting and frosting, all that stuff, I want to make Molly style foods. And if you guys don't know what a Molly burger is yet, watch out, because next week, the Gallery Backyard Barbecue is going to introduce the world to a brand new burger. And he coined the term today the Molly Burger, and we are super freaking excited to check this burger out. But the Molly Burger is a perfect example of creativity, and that's what I'm looking for. We're looking for, this is 2020. People, everybody on YouTube for the past 10 years has shown you how to make a burger, has shown you how to make ribs, have shown you every single recipe out there. So now we are looking for creativity. This is 2020. From 2020 to 2030, we need creative cooks. We need fresh recipes. All right. The most popular cooks from 2010 to 2020 off of YouTube were from 2012 and 2013. So we're talking 7-8 years where the most popular cooked dishes came from that period. It's time to get fresh. It is time to inject new things. So on episode 4, I want to hear from everybody. What do you do with leftover brisket? What do you do to make it so you're just not having brisket sandwiches? And I can tell you one thing I'm going to show you because I've just started doing this. Ramen noodles. Who here eats ramen noodles? I'm not joking. I ate traditional ramen noodles like you would in college up until 6 months ago. Like once every 6 months, I would break out the packet, drop the sodium, flavored, whatever, and I would have regular ramen noodles. I no longer do regular ramen noodles. I make the noodles and then I create everything ramen noodles. So what I did is I make the ramen noodles and then you chop up green onions or chives, whatever you want to call them. You fry an egg. So you drain all the liquid. There's no liquid. Dude, I drink green smoothies. That's awesome, Tommy. Good for you. So you drain all the liquid. You put the ramen in your bowl. You put green onions on there. You fry an egg. And then you chop up a couple slices of your brisket and you put it on the side. So you have brisket, egg in the middle, green onions, and then you get some Harmon Heat hot sauce and you drizzle it over. And then you get some Freddie Fox. I think it's Freddie Fox on Instagram. He's got killer barbecue sauce. Or you make your own barbecue sauce or you use Sweet Babe Ray's. But you drizzle this back and forth on top. You will never have leftover brisket sandwich again. You're going to have brisket with ramen freaking noodles. Ramen freaking noodles. But that's just one of the ways, one of the recipes I want to show you. I know our friend over at Trap Bistro, Kevin, he makes fried rice. And he's like, take your leftover brisket and throw that into your fried rice. And then that's a way to make it real good. Yeah, where the heck is my people? Did I do that right? Trying to get that. We all got to do that when we go live. We have to do my people. Sylvia, you've never heard of the Molly Burger? You weren't in our group chat earlier? Nah, this is something Tommy is dropping. Yeah, Andrew, next time you do a live, I want to hear your best Pickles impersonation because only he can pull that off. My people. Charlie's the coolest dude. So what are your thoughts? Number one, if you have leftover recipes that are outside of the box, let me know what those are. Because I want to do episode 4 and if you want to do a collaboration where you show me, like Tommy's been doing an awesome job of showing me the proper way to cook something, and then we'll do kind of the taste test. But if you have ideas for leftovers that are innovative, just let us know or show us the video. And then we will incorporate that into episode 4 of this brisket experiment so that we can show you 3 or 4 episodes all in one, trying to make it quick videos, like a 10-minute, like 2.5 to 3 minutes. This is how you cook each recipe for episode 4. And then we will have a 4-part brisket series a 4-part brisket series of should you inject it or should you not? Should you pay extra money, episode 2, for higher end brisket? Number 3, how do you properly store this so you can get the most runway, the most amount of time out of this food? And then episode 4, how to make fantastic dishes from this monster cook. So you're not spending $100 on brisket and then all of a sudden you're throwing out $30 worth of brisket. So what do you guys think? I can't wait to get my hand on that burger because it's happening soon. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea or is that too much? Am I biting off too much with a 4-part series? I don't know. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. So people do search for this stuff. And thank you, Andrew. I will do it. The way I'm trying to think of YouTube, and I don't know if this is going to help you guys and your channel for this year, is what would I search for? In 2019, I did a lot of videos that were oh crap, it's Friday. I need to cook something Saturday. What can I throw together and put together just so I can put together a video? And now this year, I know you're supposed to be on a release schedule and release every week. That's the proper metrics. But I would rather wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks to release a video, even though you're not supposed to, but to do something that I would want to educate myself on. So I'm looking for educational videos, that things that keep me up and make me think, do you inject the brisket or do you not inject the brisket? And try to do those type of cooks going into this year that are really meaningful and people are going to search for. And Tommy needs 10K by 2021. So everybody keep pumping up his videos, just like we all should be on Instagram and other social medias. Feel free to DM any of us in this chat because I know all these people, they're all super awesome and help promote each other on getting their names out also. We should all be doing that for each other. I'm starting to rant a little. I'm talking about YouTube as a business instead of cooking. Let me know if I should shut up and we should wrap this up, or if you want to hear more things I am thinking about. Dry spell, then came the Molly burger, and the world is not ready for the Molly burger. But no, always feel free to reach out. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook, if you message me. And if you ever have need help, I love the analytics of YouTube. And if you ever want me to take a look at any of your analytics, even though most of you probably have more people than I do, but I'm trying to approach YouTube as a business this year from what are you doing that's the proper metrics with your business. And once we get through the brisket series, I have another couple, especially for Thanksgiving. Did everybody here get a jump in viewership on Thanksgiving? Because my views went from an average of 300 every 48 hours to Thanksgiving week, 1,000 views every 48 hours. So it just kept going and going. And ever since that Thanksgiving kind of holiday push, my views have been going up and keep going up, which is great. This is what we want, right? Awesome, Steven. Appreciate it. I got to circle the wagon. I haven't been on Instagram. A few shout outs. Nice. On Instagram, I am not as active as I was last year, and I'm not going to be as active. If you want to put time and energy into YouTube. But I do love to communicate on Instagram through messaging. That is so simple. You can communicate with everybody. I have a very strong opinion on this. I spent 2 hours to 3 hours a day on Instagram last year. And here's the difference between Instagram and YouTube. YouTube will reward you for putting out content. For doing what we love to do, YouTube freaking rewards you. Instagram, you have to show up every single day. You have to put a post out. You have to connect with like 50 to 150 people so you are in their feed. And if you're not in their feed, they're not going to see you because they see they follow hundreds of people. So then all of a sudden they're not seeing your pictures, they're not seeing your post. Instagram hinders you on being visible while YouTube rewards you. I have a 5% IG traffic to YouTube. So all that time and energy spent on Instagram last year posting pictures for non-YouTube cooks was a complete waste of time. 5% of my traffic comes from Facebook and Instagram, which says 95% of my traffic comes from people wanting to know, should you cook with a bone in or bone out? So, Tommy, it's in your, I'll send you screenshots, but it's in your, what's it called? Your metrics, your analytics on your YouTube and YouTube Studios. Sorry. So if you're using, you should use Instagram and Facebook to promote your brand, but don't take time creating new contacts. Andrew, you're cracking me up, dude. Don't take extra cooks to take a picture. Like, I no longer stop my non-YouTube cooks to take a picture to post on Instagram. Now, tomorrow, I'll probably do that. But I no longer take extra steps for those social medias. I've created a base, and now I just post my videos, like clips of it, pictures, still pictures from my most recent cook. And that's what I use to just try to get a little more excitement. But it really comes down to tag words and what you're doing. All right. Andrew's going to try to do a brisket, 2 pork butts, and 4 racks of ribs. Ooh. You know what? I double dog dare you. Prove it. Prove that you'll do it. Anyway. All right. This has been a ton of fun. I didn't think we'd go 22 minutes already. Chris, that live you had the other night, that was awesome. Dude, what an awesome setup. Like, I lived in Florida right after college, and I didn't like it. I was right by Tampa, and I felt like everybody wanted, I don't know. It was just everybody was a transplant. And it was when I wanted to make a lot of friends. But now that I have my friends and I don't need to make, like, Florida seems like the place to be. Like, you can get an awesome man cave, cook awesome food anywhere. But that setup you had, that was sweet, man. And that's another video I'm looking to do is, so I don't want to share all my YouTube secrets, but you guys are all here supporting me. So I feel like I'll definitely support and share all my secrets. So I've been going to top YouTubers, like people that have 1 million followers. And I've been looking, YTY? I've been looking at what was their best videos and what videos haven't really taken off. And kind of the metrics I saw was number 1, dry age. So this could be good for you, Chris. Dry age videos. So I was at Sous Vide Everything and Guga Foods, and his channel is just taken off. I think we all know that. His brisket video that he dry aged for like 60 days. So I'm probably going to dry age a brisket because, hey, I can't always be original. All right. But I would actually really like to try the 60-day dry age brisket. The thing I might do is I might buy a Wagyu brisket, then dry age it. But that video did really well. And then the comparison videos where he tried, should you cook this with butter? Should you cook this with, all different types of sauces inside a sous vide bag? How do you dry brine a steak? Those type of things. I would make a beer with it. What would you make a beer with? Oh, I suck at posting on IG. Harmon Heat, dude. Justin, you're crazy, man. Maybe I'm just such a fanboy of your show. But if you guys haven't checked out Harmon Heat's show yet, you guys are missing out, because it is one of the most fun. Like, you feel like you're partying with them. Like, when their videos go live, make sure you got a beer in your hand. And I have actually gone and partied with them, and that was freaking amazing. Andrew, do not sous vide a brisket for a month. Did you see that video? Because somebody actually did that. Sous vide everything did that. And when they went to cut it open, it was just rotten. You can't go that long. And I know I'll try to do anything to get the views, but I'm not going to die. So I'm not going to do a whole month. Okay, go 2 months. That'll make it safe. Chris, do you sous vide? We got to get Tommy a sous vide. We got to get some Instagram. That is one good thing about Instagram, is if you do spend a little bit of time on there, that's where you get all the free products. So if anybody's looking for free product, do it for the Vine. Oh my God, the Vine's amazing. If you do want free products, then it is worth it to spend some time on Instagram. If anybody wants a free thermometer, I can hook you up with the Inkbird girl. All you got to do is do a review, and then she'll send you an Inkbird. Well, you have to buy it. So the way this works, because this sketched me out the first time I did it. I think Tommy, I think you did it. Justin, I think did you do the thermometer with the Inkbird girl? You buy it on Amazon. My people are that he's here. Everybody, he's here. He just showed up. What's this? There we go. The pickles, the 2020 pickles challenge. Who can do my people the best? Next time you're live, Andrew, let me know what you got. We all want to do it. We all wish. What would be my last video? Heat. All right, but back to, if anybody, so the way free product giveaways, sometimes they don't always work this way. Sometimes they just send you stuff, which is really awesome. But Amazon, some of these companies, they will pay you or reimburse you just to leave positive comments, because Amazon verifies all their comments from people that have actually paid. So what you do is you buy the thermometer, leave a review, and then normally in about 48 to 72 hours, the review is approved by Amazon. Then you send a screenshot to the Inkbird girl, and she PayPals you to reimburse you. Normally they can't reimburse you for the taxes, which ends up being like $2. But I've gotten high-tech digital thermometers for $2. I actually ended up getting 4 or 5 from her. So I gave a couple out for Christmas, and people were like blown away. So, excuse me. That, I would say, is an awesome reason. That is besides meeting cool people, to promote and build somewhat of a fan base on Instagram, because you can, I think around 800 followers is when I got my first product offering, where they sent me something. But now I'm at 3,500 followers, which I wish I had that on YouTube. It was super easy on Instagram. But like I said, they weren't converting to YouTube watchers. So I just needed to cut my time. And going on live, I think, has already created, just visiting lives is time much better spent, and interacting, like you guys are all interacting. And I like going back and meeting people from lives. The one thing I wish YouTube would do would make it as easy to communicate back and forth like they do on IG, on Instagram. Thanks, Charlie. I'm going to say IG for the rest of the night. Tommy, she didn't get you hooked up, or did you not order it yet? Charlie, you got an air fryer? Pimping it out on IG. So yeah, I mean, but Chris from, I can't say the name of your Famiglia. See, I don't even speak English well. Italian is definitely not happening. A guy from Troy, New York. Troy, New York, representing Florida now. Florida better watch out. Okay, cool. Tommy, how many thermometers do you have now? Because didn't you have like 20? You keep getting free ones. Do they contact you from YouTube to send you um nice pickles? Tommy, since you have how many, you're up to a good amount of subs. Are they contacting you directly through YouTube now, or are they emailing you? Um, 4 to 5, I do not sure. They all seem to find. They just track. They just get a hold of you somehow. Yeah. IG was, they were hitting me up September through November. Really, congratulations, 4,500 people. Promote Tommy. I want to see him get to 4,500 next week, as in like tomorrow. They hit me up big time September through November because I think they were trying to do product placement. Get their product out to you, then you're pumping it for the holiday season, so people see it not just in the ads that these companies are running, but what other people are using it. Good for you, Tommy, turning down the last bunch. I did turn down. You can't fake it. The one thing you always have to be in this business is genuine. And if there's a product, like I feel so bad, this dude sent me bamboo steamers, and he just sent them to me. Like, I was like, what do you need me to do? He's like, I just put a couple pictures on Instagram, and I did that. And I didn't feel like I did enough. But there is a ton of pressure to review these products, and I was starting to like not enjoy it. And when I wasn't enjoying it because Instagram was clogging up all my time, and I felt obligated to take time away from the family and take a picture of this piece of bamboo that I wasn't in love with, it was taking time away from my YouTube also. I wasn't able to create because I was spent trying to product push. And then I was like, why am I product pushing? This isn't what I signed up for. I signed up to make creative cooks and answer questions for myself. I don't think a lot of you know the reason I started an Instagram channel. Number one, I was drinking. It was New Year's Eve. And I decided it was 2018 going into 2019. I'd sent all my friends throughout 2018 a bazillion pictures of all the food I cooked, and we'd send it back and forth. And then I started looking at my pictures, and I was like, I don't remember how I made that brisket. I don't remember how I did that pork shoulder. So my daughter, who was 11 at the time, about to turn 12, she's my stepdaughter, and we hadn't connected. Like, she's not going to sit down and watch football. She loves art. She loves creating, animating, and making YouTube videos. And I was like, I'm never going to get her to watch football with me. It's just not her cup of tea. I need to do something that she gives a shit about. And what that ended up being was, hey, I want to document my YouTube, my cooking excursions and my weird experiments. Can you help me edit? And so for the first 3 months of the year, we were spending more time than ever creating videos, editing. She was teaching me how to edit. And that's how I started my YouTube journey, was a way to connect with my stepdaughter, because she wasn't going to be into the things that, like, you hope your kid is going to want to watch with you. So parenting nowadays is crazy. Like, you literally got to do books and stuff like that. You can't just throw kids out like we did, put them in the back of station wagons without seatbelts. You got to put them in bubble wrap. Oh man, that's a lot of pressure. But anyway, it was another way for me to connect with my daughter, and then to have a way to look back on my own videos. But as you know, making videos, you do get a lot of hate comments. So you gotta, with every good thing, there's some things that come that have their negatives. But I just mainly want to answer questions, and some of the questions I'd like you guys to pose to, keep challenging each other in a positive way. No negative comments on how to enhance our cooking abilities. So, any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, that's awesome, Stephen. That's I mean, kids, what? So we didn't do presents this year for Christmas. They each got like one present, but for the past 3 years, our presents we got our kids for Christmas, they open them up and they love opening up a present because that is actually pretty cool. But then they never play with it. Within 2 minutes, they're back to like playing on their iPhones, playing on their iPads. And the toy you got them goes out to be Chris, love that. Sub to Harmon. You're in for a real treat. Make sure if you have younger kids sometimes, make sure they can hear, because it's true education of how some of us can really rock and roll. But back to, so we did a cruise instead of doing Christmas gifts. You can gift me a brisket. Dude, Drew, what part of Cali are you in? Because we're like scheduling more travel than ever, and we're just going places and hanging out with cool people. So I'll bring you a brisket. I'll hand bring you a brisket. I know you won't disrespect that gift like my kids do. But now technology's taking over. And I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, when you get a gift, you kind of play with it for maybe a few seconds before you go back to your phone or figure out back to YouTube, like, how am I going to hang out with my friends? It's just the world we live in. That's right, Tommy. You're going out of New York, right, Tommy? Which cruise line are you going? Los Angeles. So my wife is selling franchises. My wife owns a bookkeeping firm, Drew. I don't know if I told you this. And she just sold a franchise last night out in LA. So what that means is the person that bought the franchise from her has to come to our house and be trained on how to run a business. And then we need to go to LA to train that person on how to effectively run this franchise. So my wife doesn't know it yet. Sure she's not listening, but I'm sneaking, Andrew. I think I'm sneaking out to LA for this training. Like, she'll be doing the training and we'll be cooking. So that's what I want to do. All right, LA. Hold on, Pickles. I'll tell you in a second. I got a big plan. I'll recap it with you. New Jersey. That's right. You told me that, Tommy. Royal Caribbean. All right. I think that's the one we want to do it next. I think that's Royal Caribbean. Tommy, are you retired yet, Tommy? Man, you're pumping out videos left and right. You're living the good life. Yeah, I hope you're not working. All right, Pickles, what is the big plan this year? I shared this, but I'll share it again. So I want to do a 4-part to start the year off. I want to do a 4-part brisket series. And I'm going to start with injecting brisket versus non-injected. And I'm going to do phosphate, broth, and then non-injected. And there's going to be about 8 of us. We got a big hunt this Saturday, ducks and geese up on the eastern shore of Maryland. It's a beautiful farm. Anyway, we're going to decide, should you actually inject brisket? And then, Charlie, what we're going to do, let's start a rock band called Limp Bizkit. What? Andrew, man. Andrew, I think we're related because we have the same freaking sense of humor. So Charlie, with that cook, we're going to do that cook on Walmart style choice brisket. It's not going to be special brisket. And then once we decide, do we love injecting? Do we not love injecting? Then we're going to go to phase 2 of this cook. And we're going to do a Walmart brisket. And we're going to inject it or not inject it based off results of number 1. And then we're going to go to step 2 and buy a really nice brisket versus that Walmart brisket. And like I said, inject it or don't inject it. Hold on, I'm getting caught up here. Keep us away from your kids. What are you talking about, Heat? Dude, one time I was laughing my ass off to Harmon Heat, and she was 5 at the time. All of a sudden, Justin from Harmon Heat, I forget what you said, but all of a sudden my 5-year-old just went, ooh, and repeated it like that. and my wife Erin goes, what are you watching? I was like, best show on YouTube, baby. So Charlie, back to the cook. So that's step 2 is, do we get a prime brisket from Costco? Do we order it? Do we order the brisket from Snake River and go all out and get a Wagyu? Or do we want to be a little more reasonable and let people know, like, maybe you should just go to Costco and get the prime and see if that really takes the cake? Episode 3 is going to be how to properly preserve the leftovers and how to keep them for as long as possible. And then, I was thinking that, Andrew, go with the, should you spend the extra $30 versus dropping $150? Although I really want the excuse to get that American Wagyu, because I've had that Japanese Wagyu. You guys saw that video, and the Snake River American Wagyu. We're just used to American Angus. So I thought American Angus, let me know if I'm buffering, or if the quality is good. That American was crazy. I don't know, Chris. Everybody's getting on me about the Wagyu is silent. Wagyu. I say number 1, Chris. I say Pello with an E. I say milk with an E. I say water. So, like, I'm not a sophisticated guy over here. Like, I don't know how I made it through school. So to get me to say Wagyu, like, I don't know. But I don't think you were the one that were busting my balls on that. All right, so we're starting to buffer. All right, I'm gonna finish this up because it sounds like I'm getting a little buffer, no buffer. Okay. Charlie, how to preserve this cook properly. Hopefully you're still in the audience. Wagyu. Get you some good Wagyu. So episode 3, properly preserving. Do you put beef broth in and then freeze it? Do you not do any of that? That's the type of way I want to see. How do you properly preserve it? And then pickles, vacuum seal and sous vide to reheat. I'm just seeing that. So that's episode 4 or part of 3. But then going into episode 4 is y'all are crazy. Episode 4 is making the coolest leftover cooks, like having 3 to 4 2.5 minute, like boom, 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 not really talking in them, but like this is what you need to do with your leftover brisket. Because I can't eat leftover brisket. I can't eat leftover pulled pork anymore. I just crushed so much of that in my 20s into my 30s, and now in my late 30s, I got 1 day of leftovers, and then it's just got to go. Like, I don't know if it's an age thing. I've just become picky, and I can't do it. I used to, make a whole turkey up in like June when turkeys were 49 cents a pound, and I'd be able to crush that turkey for a week. Now, after the day I cook something and the day after, so I'm just done. So I want to get real creative. You guys with the comments, man. you're killing me. I definitely don't work out like Andrew does. What do you 2 or 3 times a week? Who's got time for that? You got young kids. How do you do that? I just got time to eat. What were you doing? What were you doing in your late 30s, Tommy? Causing trouble. That's what I know. Up in Jersey. And brisket tacos. All right. Pickles. After I start to do these series, I'm going to reach out to you and I'm going to say, show me these brisket tacos. And then I'll interject that into my episode. I'll just cook them the way you cook them. And I'll point people over to your channel. Like, this is where you got to watch this. Dancing at Chippendales? Yeah, Tommy was dancing. But I think we're safe. Rexy, you're not in here. She'd jump all over that one. Jump all over that one, Andrew. My wife cooks big meals. All right, I like that. Tommy, I know you got a recipe for me. Leftover brisket. You'll think of something on the Blackstone. You'll probably show me the fried rice. And then pickles. I think you've seen my Instagram pictures of the ramen brisket. Dude, ramen brisket. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we need to get Rexy back out. We'll tell her on Instagram. We need to see her more in this action. Tommy the Machine Gun was the stripper. All right, everybody that's still here, thank you for being here. And next time you watch Tommy's video, I want you to comment Tommy the Machine Gun. Back at it. In the comments of Tommy's next video, Tommy the Machine Gun doing it again, baby. All right, guys. It is 7:58 Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate y'all being here. You guys are awesome, as I know, because I've gotten to know you over the past year. Great friends. I appreciate it. And hopefully you guys are going to be rocking the grill and the cooks this week. So I got to figure out how to end this, and I am out. You guys have a great one.